Hello and welcome back to BookGames Spectator. I'm your host, Michael T. Today we're going to be checking out the core basics of how we book games spectate. And that begins with burning this chart into your mind, the BookGames token count supply sheet. And then when we begin, we always begin by checking the most recently listed tokens. That way we can always stay apprised of snipes that we may be able to take advantage of. Next, we check on the activity, recently sold tokens, and next we go back to market to check on the price for the floor in terms of what is the floor prices of. But today I thought, because we just recently finished up in our previous series, course number 15, we just recently finished up sorting through the floor price all the way from $1,000 to 0.026. Or 0.02. And so now I want to go back to the order book so that we can go through the most recently sold from a week ago in order to get a sense of, now that we finished the first part, which was going through the order book. Hey, listing time, what are some most recently listed tokens? Are there any snipes that we can catch? Is it anything interesting? Next we go, after checking the listing time, we check out activity and then check out the floor prices. So I already went and scrolled back about 3 weeks. We're gonna save this for our next episode, actually, to double back to this shelf of 3 weeks ago. Well, it's probably more, it was from a few days ago, but let's take this time to focus on Ethereum gas prices and the Ethereum price. So let's take a look at the max. This is the max chart from Google. Let's refresh just so you were clear. It's the max price chart. It's the 5-year, the 1 year, year to date, 6 months, 1 month, 5 days, and 1 day. So remember, we're BookGames spectating, so that means I have a paper trading account that I use to keep track of my buys and sells in terms of paper trading. So we sold $1,000 worth of fiat at $4,241.08, and then we received 0.232959 Ethereum in our paper trading account. So this is what we're going to use to define how you chart the floor. If you had $10,000, you might start the floor at starting like, hey, let's go check on the floor for $10,000 now. I wouldn't recommend that because that would be a long time to scroll. And then you're getting misplaced and unidentified items. I figured when we started with 1,000, at least then you get to see some interesting buys in between $1,000 and $400, $500, and then it gets interesting, $500, $400 and down. Above about $1,000, you just get kind of this odd misplaced value where it's either you're looking for a conviction, a gratitude, or you're looking for an EPN, emerald, pearl, neon, or you're looking for a niche hologram, a champagne or something like that if you're going above 1,000, or a special if you're going above $1,000. But it is certainly interesting to see what people are floating for these prices. It makes me wonder how long they'll have to sit in the order book for it to take shape. But that's not what this entry is about. This entry is about burning this into your mind, the BookGames token count supply sheet. It's about understanding where Ethereum is at today, $4,812.99. It's about internalizing BookGames frame rarity. What's going on there? And so what can we learn about this chart in terms of memorizing it? Well, we can start with the bottom. Time Machine Tiny Ogre. 3 times 5 equals 15. There's 3 Time Machine Tiny Ogre in each special spectacular. It makes you wonder just what type of frames are included for the Time Machine Tiny Ogre. Similarly with the Koala 2025 and the Paper Hands Pony, there are 478 and 106 in each spectacular, other than the holo. For the holo there's only 54, so it's double the rarity of the others. And then you have gratitude is the attitude, and conviction helps you grow. Let's clear this filter and go to conviction. Conviction helps you grow. Gratitude. Okay, so we're going to burn this into our minds in this episode. Why? Because this is the single most important thing to be able to help you determine your personal distinction between fundamental analysis and technical analysis when it comes to book game spectating. Technical analysis would be charting the prices in terms of buys, in terms of sells over time, to understand what your expected costs are relative to its price, relative to the solds. Fundamental analysis is this sheet. What will tell you exactly what's relevant when it comes to how to relate your spectacular to the outstanding token supply count. So let's soak it in for a moment here. Is there anything that stands out to you? What are you looking at specifically? Are you looking at empathy, drink it? You looking at love of optimism? Are you looking at curiosity, see it through? Look at the color codings on them as well. Notice how the gradations of colors change from least rare to most rare. Most rare is in green. Least rare is in a darker shade of red. That 6,231 stands out. Empathy bubblegum must be one of the most empathy bubblegum. Let's check it out. Clear filter. Empathy bubblegum. Must have a lot of burns. Wow. Somebody burned. Wow, they burned a neon empathy bubblegum. That's crazy. Wow, I'm just sitting here flabbergasted that somebody burned a neon empathy bubblegum. Then you have a galaxy empathy bubblegum. Wow, some of those numbers too. 4 digits. A lot of 4 digits getting burnt. Oh, a pearl, emerald, pearls, emerald. Whoa, what is this gonna mean for the supply of empathy bubblegum? This has had to change the baseline, right? Because as we're scrolling too. We're scrolling through. But we didn't come here to scroll through empty bubblegum. We came here to burn this token count supply sheet into our mind. But I guess that starts with burning in what does it mean to be burned? A token burning is when it's sent to a dead wallet where auspiciously we're not expecting an emerald. Empathy bubblegum. Wow. I can understand everything before galaxy being burned. Maybe even everything before fur being burned. But a neon? Burning a neon? That's tough. Emerald, pearl. Yeah, we'd still be scrolling this to the end of the video. Another neon? Yo, that's tough, dude. Yeah, just to give you a sense, like this is what another neon. This is what it would look like if we actually scrolled through the whole thing. Emerald, 2 emeralds, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, pearl, more emeralds. All of these tokens have been burned. Empathy bubblegums. The least rare spectacular for a BookGames token with the most in-play tokens, in-play NFTs. Wow. Over 6,000. Did we remember how many? Let's see if you remembered the token count for BookGames Empathy Bubblegum. Did you remember it? Was that enough time for you to think of a regular one of what it would be? Time's up. 6,231. Let's take a look at what the marketplace is looking like for these now. We're still looking at floor prices, and I guess there's still a lot listed. I wonder. See, I'm still thinking about like what would that be for the. Like, what does it mean to have burned so many? How does that affect the price? Can you do a calculation to figure that out? When we come back, we're not going to pick this up where we left off. We're going to jump into the order book for sale time a week ago. But I figured spending some time on BookGames token count supply sheet is worth it, as it will continue to keep on going back to this over and over and over again until it's burned within our mind's eye. This has been BookGames Spectator. Course